Back to my channel. If you're new to this channel, hello and welcome back. In today's video, I want to address something that I saw that's been going around. Is a very funny statement that was made by this acclaimed billionaire in Nigeria. That's in the person of billionaire Ned Nwoko. They call him billionaire Ned Nwoko, so that's why I'm addressing him in that manner. So who is married. I think this man is in his late 60s. Of course, most of us know about this man who is married to this young actress, Regina Daniel. So recently the man came to the made a statement in the news where he was addressing something. Honestly, this is not actually the first time that this man has made comments about marrying many wives and how beneficial he thinks that is to the women he's getting married to and the society of Nigeria at large. And it sounds to me like the statement that's coming from a man who is looking for a very good justification, very good reason to justify him marrying more than one wife. Of course, I mean, from what is said about him, he's a Muslim, and claiming that he's a prince. I'm still trying to verify that. So with all these things around him, I mean, he is entitled to marry as many wives as he wants. Of course, we all know that being Africans, I mean, Africans don't really, even though in this present day and age, a lot of people don't want to go into polygamy, but we know that polygamy is something that is prevalent in Africa. But the bottom line is this man's view about why men marry more than one wives is actually, it sounds to me like, I don't know how to express it. Somehow it sounds so derogatory on the part of the women. That's the way I see it. And other people can interpret it in different ways. But for me, somehow, I interpret it, I see it as being derogatory, like trying to make it look as if, of course, that's sometimes it seems as if that is even the general view or general mentality of an average African man who thinks that they are marrying a woman because they're trying to do that woman a favor. And now this man coming to tell us that, let me read exactly what he said. I'm trying to read it out here. So he said, many women are out there on their own without husbands, especially in the southern part of Nigeria. Of course, southern part of Nigeria is a part that he came from, the part that, we came from, because we know the northerners are predominantly Muslims. So marry more than one wife is very, very common in that area. But when you come to the south and the east, it's not something that is it's not as common as it is in the north, because the southerners, the easterners are predominantly Christians, right? So there is, I mean, once in a while you see polygamies, but it's not something that is as predominant as it is in the north. I think that's what he's trying to refer to. And now he says that he said especially in the southern part of Nigeria, and there is a high level of prostitution. So basically this man is trying to say that women who are not having a husband is actually what pushes ladies into prostitution, right? And now he said what some of our girls go to make ends meet is regrettable, and if our men emulate their northern counterparts. When he says our men, he's trying to say the southern and the eastern men, right? When they emulate their southern counterparts by marrying more than one wife, they could probably change the situation. So basically, this man is trying to tell us that the reason why a lot of girls go into prostitution is because they don't have husbands. I don't know how much anyone believes that. Personally, I don't. If whatever is your thought, you can do well to leave it at the comment section. If you believe that that is the reason why ladies go into prostitution, you can do well to leave it at the so he's indirectly trying to say that marrying women is actually trying to alleviate the problem of prostitution and trying to help women to get them off the street. Like I said, this is not actually the first time that this man has made a comment like this. Anyway, let me finish reading, then I'll put one or two of my thought there. And he goes further to say he lamented men in the southern Nigeria claim to have only one but keep several girlfriends. Don't get it twisted. Men who marry many women still get girlfriends outside if they want to. So having girlfriends or side chicks outside is not as a result of how many women you have in the house. So many people will still have more than one wife at home, and they will still have many concubines outside. So don't get it twisted, Mr. Nwoko. Okay, I'll go further. He says also, where is it? Okay, but keep several girlfriends out there, food their beasts and take care of them even more than their wives back home. The average southern man has only one wife, but many girlfriends also, and he's spending his money on the girlfriends, sometimes even more on his wives. People that have one, people that have many, if they want to keep, they will still keep. It doesn't make no difference. The man who has 3 wives, for instance, he's trying to make his case, concentrates on them and his children. That is not true. Somebody can still have 5 wives outside and will still have girlfriends outside. Simple. Every money he makes is spent on the family, and he is more likely not to have any girlfriends or concubines. I do not believe that. The money of those with several girlfriends spent on them is a gift, not an investment in the family. Okay. The politician, of course, the Ned Nwoko man is a politician. So the politician seeking a senatorial seat in Delta North, that is the part of the world, the part of Nigeria where he comes from. He's actually seeking a senatorial post, right? Said he and Oni of Ife. Oni of Ife is the king of another town, where serving Nigeria by marrying many. This is really very hilarious. So he's trying to tell us that he's doing Nigeria a favor. They are serving, okay. They are serving Nigeria by marrying many. So marrying many wives now is a service to the Nigerian society. That is very funny. That's funny. That's very funny. Okay, let me go further. He said, my grandfather and the Ani's grandfather and the then Olowofo took many photographs together. So the Oni and I have that kind of common background, because our grandfathers were kings and served Nigeria in that capacity, and we are now also serving Nigeria by having many wives. Jehovah. There's nothing we will not see in this country that is called Nigerians. So now marrying many wives is a service to Nigeria. For those who do not know, the Oni of Ife, is one man that just suddenly started marrying. In fact, it's like this guy was marrying women back to back. I think at this point, he must have gotten like 10 wives within a space of 1 month, if I'm not mistaken. He has married many wives. Okay. After reading Ned Nwoko's post, this particular post, it sounds to me that Ned Nwoko is indirectly trying to tell Daniel, what's her name? Regina Daniel? No. What's the girl? This girl's Regina Daniel. Oh, sorry, Regina Daniels is the mother of the girl. Okay, Regina Daniels. I think he's trying to tell Regina Daniels that it's time for him to actually become the polygamist that he is. You know why I use that word? Because there's always this news that Ned Nwoko is a husband to 5 wives, Ned Nwoko is a husband to 7 wives. How many wives they say? And mind you, they say he has 19 children. But the truth about it is that of all the wives that he has, claiming to be a polygamist, the only one that is actually living with him right now is that Regina Daniels. As at the time he married Regina Daniels, he had only one. That's Layla, the Moroccan lady, his Moroccan wife. So after marrying Regina Daniels, few months or maybe few years, 1 or 2 years after his marriage to Regina Daniels, his marriage to Layla, the Moroccan lady, collapsed. Or rather, collapsed, so to say. So apparently the only woman, the only wife he is living in the house right now, as far as I know, I don't know if he's living with others, maybe someone can correct me, is Regina Daniels. So in the recess of it, Ned Nwoko is always claiming to be a polygamist, but by my own assessment, the last time I checked, he's not really a polygamist. He's just a man who happens to have married several wives, because as he's marrying this one is going, as this one is coming, this one is going, basically. So he is not actually a polygamist. Ned Nwoko, I really want to see you actually live the polygamous life that you've always claimed to be. The owner of Ife has married his own, and he's living with all of them in his palace. Ned Nwoko marry more than 1 wife. Let's see. And the whole thing, as funny as it sounds, to think that somebody like this, who claims to be intelligent, who claims to have schooled abroad, who claim to have seen civilized world, will be telling us in this day and age that him marrying more than 1 wife is actually doing a service to Nigeria. Anyway, that is for the ladies that are getting involved with him. And also, I think indirectly in this post that he made in this interview, he's trying to pass a message across to Regina. Regina, my dear, get brace up, because I think Ned Nwoko is getting ready. He's trying to clear the ground to go the route of honey, to bring many wives. So just get ready. Because when you came in with Laila, and somehow all the attention shifted on you, which was according to Layla's accusation or whatever. There is one of the reasons why she left, because all the attention shifted on you. She left, and you were there showing off, doing all these things. Brace up. I think Ned Nwoko is indirectly trying to tell you that he's about to be the polygamist that he's been claiming that he is. And again, to think that these are the kind of people that are going into power in Nigeria, our senators, people who will be making the rules and regulations that guides our Nigeria, is very, very laughable, very, very appalling. It's so sad, that somebody like this, who is saying this kind of a thing in this day and age, is the kind of person that we want to entrust our country into his hand. Is very funny. This is not the first time this man is saying things like this. He says it and people don't, we laugh over it. But honestly, I've even this Ned Nwoko that is saying all this nonsense, he's saying we're having many wives. There's still rumors about him having other girlfriends outside the ones he's married at home. So what exactly is he talking about? Anyway, I just saw this post. I feel like it sounds as funny as it sounds to me, and it also sounds to me, and it also sounds how do I put it? Maybe disrespectful to women,